hang out there for a second. Today we found ourselves in Big Cypress National Preserve. I've moved a little bit away from the boat ramp, so it's a little quieter, although you can kind of still hear some cars passing through along the highway here. But this is a beautiful day, although it's a little windy, but it's going to be hopefully a great day to see some birds and other wildlife. I've just spotted an absolutely beautiful alligator just hauled out onto the side of the bank here. I can't tell if it's a male or female, but it's kind of in that 6 foot size category. So not a massive alligator, but beautiful individual hanging out right on the bank here. We'll try and see if we can get a closer look. Not sure if you guys can see, but laying over there on the bank kind of has a sandy back. Got a great look at what appeared to be a male peninsula cooter, which is a really awesome, beautifully painted turtle. It's got these, they're described as hairline pigmentation along the neck and up to the eyes and over the head. Just beautiful turtles. You can usually delineate them from the red-bellied cooters by the presence or absence of teeth in the beak. We'll get to confirm that once I review the videos, but really awesome turtles to see out here. The males are a lot smaller than the females and do have enlarged claws in the front that they use as sort of a breeding display. Just making our way upstream on the river today. It's kind of a really windy day, so it's going to be tough to see some of those smaller songbirds like the palm warblers or the yellow-rumped warblers, but it does make for really fun raptor viewing, like turkey vultures. And oh, here's one right now. Hey man. Not quite quick enough on that guy, but it does make for some great soaring bird viewing when you get these high winds. They seem to really thrive in the dynamic wind situations, especially turkey vultures and the swallowtail kites, which is definitely a goal for today. But it's gusty, it's not a consistent strong wind, so you never know what you might get in those lulls in between the gusts. Hopefully see some anhinga flanking the river. I've just spotted a beautiful Florida softshell turtle, which I don't actually get to see a ton of. So this is really an awesome wildlife moment, getting to see this really aquatic turtle that's quite fast in the water. They lack the really hard outer carapace and plastron of most turtles, in favor of a more pliant soft shell, which helps them in the water be a little faster. I'll see if I can get a little closer up to them and get some footage of them. That went about as well as it could have. I don't know if I've got a turtle as inquisitive as that before, but as I put my GoPro in the water and nudged it closer to where the turtle had just submerged, just below the surface, it looks like the turtle was really curious as to what my GoPro was and started inching its way closer and had a curious look at it, maybe as a food source, I'm not entirely sure, but really awesome other way to get such a beautiful turtle up close and personal like that. And it was quite a large specimen too. I'm not entirely sure quite how big they get, but really awesome, pretty sweet. Wow, this is absolutely incredible. Beautiful female mother alligator with some babies hanging out really close by. The hatchlings appear to be really young still, not exactly sure how old, but they've still got those beautiful yellow stripies on them. And now they're moving. I've got to get a video of them here. They're kind of behind me. I've situated myself across the river so as not to disturb them as best as possible. Just breathtaking. It's so cool to see that really parental instinct kick in with alligators. Super unique amongst reptiles. Typically they don't spend a whole lot of time with their young, if any, but alligators on average spend about a year with their young, sometimes a little bit more than that even. It's really cool to see mama here being really protective and helpful of the young. We still haven't got any swallowtail kites, but it's been a pretty awesome day outside of that with a lot of great reptile action. We've seen some turtles, a bunch of alligators, that young kind of 2-3-year-old juvenile gator, and then obviously all the hatchlings were definitely a highlight. I did just come across some fishermen that indicated there was an aggressive alligator in the area, so I'm keeping my head on a swivel looking for that. But typically I haven't seen too many aggressive gators, actually none whatsoever, but I have seen alligators respond to being food conditioned, and occasionally they'll follow fishing boats thinking they're going to get a free meal, which I don't encourage feeding alligators nor endorse that. I actively discourage feeding wild alligators, in fact. And I've just seen a nice beautiful young kind of subadult, not quite adult alligator, and a beautiful juvenile white ibis here. Hey man, can I get a photo? Oh nice, he's cooperating. Oh, and he's just flown. Hey, they're so goofy, but you gotta love those white ibis. And then our, ooh, there's a beautiful common yellowthroat, a really pretty warbler that hangs out in riparian zones along marsh habitat. I'm going to sneak over toward this alligator and see if I can get some photos of, or some video of that common yellowthroat. This might be a tricky shot. Where'd you go, buddy? Oh, not great. The warbler is tucked further back into the thicket, but this alligator is really sweet. Hey man. Some people unfairly mischaracterize them as being lazy, whereas I like to say that they are just masters at moderating and regulating their energy expenditure. They don't need to burn a bunch of calories like we do, just keeping our body temperatures up. If it's cold, they're cold. They're thermal conformers, but more specifically ectotherms, so they can use behavioral changes to help moderate that body temperature. If it's really cold, pull out into the sun, dry off, and get warm. Charge up your those dermal plates, those osteoderms on the top of their bodies and along their back. They can really warm up quite well that way. Anyone else back here? Well, I've just seen a beautiful kingfisher, but they are quite an irritating bird. I've seen many of them, but have had little luck at actually getting good photo and documentation of them. So here's hoping we'll get some good shots of them, but I don't have a lot of confidence I can. We'll see if we can. Whoa, we'll see what we can do. Especially with the high wind, it's really tough to spot the smaller birds right now. But it's just a breathtaking day, just an absolutely breathtaking day. Good wildlife day, mostly for the reptile action, but the birds have been a little skittish. I'm just seeing now a beautiful tri-colored heron, absolutely stunning individual, so trying to see if I can get a clip of this one. Looks like a younger bird. It has some rusty coloration on those upper wing coverts, kind of on the shoulders. The younger birds have the rusty coloration, and then gradually will lose that as they become adults. I'm going to see if I can creep a little bit closer here, maybe get a better angle on the bird. But they have been really skittish today, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one fled for the hills. I mean you no harm, buddy. You're okay. Just relax. You're alright, you're alright. Oh, he's looking like he's gonna fly. Just hang out there for a second. Beautiful. Oh, you are stunning, bird. I'm going to crash into this willow here. Oh, there he goes. Issuing me an angry grunt. Well, we got some footage of him, and you got the slow motion crash into the willow tree point of view. Another turkey vulture overhead. I'm just going to tuck back into this little bay back here. It looks really dense. Might find some critters hanging out back in this area. It's really beautiful. Not seeing a whole lot in the way of wildlife though. Let's see if I can get a nice perspective here. So lush and green with the fresh needles and leaves coming in for the springtime. Getting some beautiful looks at this green heron. He was just taking a little rinse in the river here and has moved up onto a branch to dry off. It's really fascinating when you get to see him catch insects and place them on the surface of the water effectively using tools. I think they're smarter than a lot of people give them credit for, although they do act quite goofy. Just seen some beautiful young alligators with their stripy patterns. They're about 2, maybe 3 years old at this point. Groups of alligators, especially when they're young, are known as pods. Just another disclaimer, alligators are wild animals, so please, please, please be careful if you're anywhere near an alligator's habitat and territory. Well, it's been a pretty successful day so far with a bunch of alligators, turtles, and a bunch of birds seen. Unfortunately, have still not seen the swallowtail kite, so that'll be the bird for the next video. It seems to have become somewhat of a nemesis bird for me. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and let me know what wildlife you've been seeing lately.